Okay, so now let's look at a different problem that's working backwards. It's a little bit more complicated of a problem. So after dinner, 3 friends at a restaurant paid for their bill and noticed a bowl of mints on the front counter. Okay, so we have this bowl of mints. Sean took 1/3. So Sean took 1/3 of the mints, but then he returned 4 because he had a momentary pang of guilt. Faye took 1/4 of what was left, but then returned 3 for a similar reason. Eugene then took half of the remainder, but then threw 2 green ones back into the bowl. 17 mints remained after the 3 friends had each taken some. How many mints were originally in the bowl? So 17 mints remained. I'm going to circle that. So now let's draw out and outline what happened here. So first of all, we have some mints. We don't know how many we have. We have some. Okay. Then Sean took 1/3. So in other words, he took 1/3 of the mints. So if I draw my little picture, divide into thirds, he took 1/3, and that means that 2/3 remain. Okay. And then he had some guilt, so he returned 4. So basically what he did is he added 4. So Sean added 4. So we're going to put plus 4 back into the bowl. Then we talk about Faye. Faye took 1/4, so Faye took 1/4, so basically 1/4 of the bowl disappeared. So if I draw that out, so she took 1/4. So that means that 3/4 remain. So if you can see, the fractions are a little bit different than they were last time. Okay. After she took 1/4, she decided to return 3. So Faye added 3. So we have a plus 3 here. Whole numbers are a lot easier to work with. Okay, so then after Faye, we're going to talk about Eugene. Eugene took half. So 6. Eugene took 1/2. Sorry about that. So there's the 1/2 that he took. That means that 1/2 remains. Okay, and then he threw 2 back in, so he added 2. So Eugene added 2, so we have a plus 2. And then when it was all said and done, there were 17 mints. So step 8, 17 mints. Okay, so when we work backwards, we're going to start from the 17, and we're going to work our way back up. So 17 mints is where I started with. Okay, Eugene added 2. So before he added 2, there must have been 15 in there to get 17. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do the opposite. We're going to have to subtract 2. So before Eugene added 2, there was sorry 17 minus 2, there was 15. Okay, so that took care of step 7, and so that 15, remember, that represents what remained. So before Eugene took half, there were 15 times 2, which is 30. Okay, so that took care of the step 6. All right. So now we're looking at 5 with Faye. So before Faye added 3, there were 30 minus 3, which was 27. Okay, now here we have when Faye took 1/4. So we're going to go here. Before Faye took 1/4, there were, now let's see how this looks. That 27, so I'm going to make that blue. That 27 represented what remained before she took, so here's that 27. So to figure out each individual box, we're going to take 27 divided by 3. So if I take 27 divided by 3, that gives me 9. So that means that there is 9 in each of these boxes. And so I take 9 times 4, which is 36. So before Faye took 1/4, there were 36. In other words, basically what you're doing is you're taking 27 divided by 3/4. Okay. Alright, so now we're done with Faye. So let's look at Sean. So before Sean added 4, there were 36 minus 4, which is 32. So we're at 32. And now Sean took 1/3. We'll scroll right there. So before Sean took 1/3,
Mom, what was that?
there were, okay, so 32 represented what remained. So this piece right up here in step 2 was 32. So what we're going to have to do is figure out each box. So we're going to take 32 divided by 2, which is 16. So that means that there's going to be 16 in each box. And so then we're going to take 16 times 3, which is 48. So in other words, the actual mathematics, or the actual type of problem that we are doing, is you were taking 32 divided by 2/3 is what you were doing. Okay? Alright, so that means that there were 48 mints. So we started with 48 mints. And circle my answer. Okay, I hope that that made some sense. And that is working backwards. Thank you.